Hi, I'm starting a little bit early, so I'm gonna just kind of hang out for a few minutes until people can get in here. But I didn't want to lose my window to get started, so I'm gonna just be awkward for a little bit. In the meantime, when you get in here, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and pop them in the comments and I will be able to see them and I can answer them either now, depending on what it is, or throughout this. Today, we're talking about how to organize, or how I organize at least, from day-to-day things, long-term things, the rest of the year, where I put things. I'm going to make sure that this is sharing in the page and the event. So give me a minute. I told you it'd be awkward for a few minutes. Here's your awkwardness. Okay, let's see. Share. Dude, you'd think I would know this by now. All right, let's see. Okay, I think I figured out how to share it in the event. Woohoo! So it should be in the event and on the page. And I think in the group, if you're not aware, I did create a group to go with this page, Homeschool Family Stuff group. It is just a place to talk about anything you have to, any questions you have about homeschooling, anything, curriculum, what you're doing, anything else that you can think of that has to do with homeschooling or family or anything else. Go in there, get to know each other, chat, talk, have fun. The only rules that I have are that you are nice to each other, no bullying, respect each other. But that's pretty much it, pretty relaxed and chill area, but a nice area for anyone to talk. So whether you're a newbie or someone who's been at it for years on end and have advice, or still questions, because it's a learning process day to day, even though those of us who have done it for a while. So you can also leave a comment, let me know you're here, tell me your name and where you're from. That would be great, so I can kind of see who's with me. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine too, but I like to know who's with me. At any point, ask questions if you have them in the comments, and I will be sure to get them to you guys and get them all answered. So today, this video was because I had several requests about organization. How the heck do I organize all this stuff for 3 kids and myself? Because we are eclectic, which means I get stuff from all over the place. I don't buy a box curriculum, which tells you exactly what to do and when and, all that stuff. So I have to piece it together. So I have a lot of stuff kind of all over the place, but it works for me. But so I've had a lot of questions. So I figured this would be the perfect topic. So if you are just getting started, down below is my website. I did get a new blog post in there. Woohoo! I'm working on more. It's kind of slow because I do a lot of other stuff, but you can always visit in there and send me messages. If you are starting and you have not actually filed or done the legal requirements yet, you want to check out HSLDA. It's Homeschool Lawyers Defense Association.org. They have an area where you can click on your state to find out your specific requirements. Every single state is different. I am in Arizona, and the site that I find the most helpful is afhe.org. It's Arizona Families Home Education. And they have all the same information about getting started, but they also link to groups in your area, so you can find homeschool groups, different things like that. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Crystal from Illinois. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so the first part of organization for me is figuring out each week. I usually, at the very beginning, it takes the longest because I always am adding in our new curriculums and new things. So I plan the first week and then the following 6 weeks, and I will show you kind of how I store that. So you guys have kind of seen my planning if you've watched any of the other videos. I plan each child into their own planner. You can see they're getting more full, still working on it. Stacks of paper are getting more full. And I'm still working on all the extra things. And of course, as a homeschooler, I keep finding things that I love. Like I told you guys last time about the homeschooling group pack. I found this. Superhero lowercase letters. So my son, if you've watched any of the other videos, has some processing issues. And so he's a little bit behind. So like, look at this, superheroes, he gets to trace it. So I get to add that into it. I also found at my local place, just a set of books. You guys, look at this. Well, first of all, it has my eldest daughter's name. So how could I not? But this goes to Veritas, which is a boxed program, but the books themselves were on sale. I didn't even pay whatever the sticker price is, because this is the local lady who's trying to get rid of her stuff. So these are just readers, okay? So you can find things anywhere, but of course I'm adding that in. Then also, guys, my husband's a little bit of a nerd. Don't tell anyone I said that. So growing up, he played Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played it, so I got a handbook. So we're figuring out what to do. But yes, we are using this as part of school. It's part of game schooling because we're going to play a game, but the kids have to go through and learn to read. They have to learn critical thinking skills. They have to, we also got these pages that go with it. We ordered it on Amazon. I'm bad at this video. Pages that go with it. So they have to work on writing skills to write out their characters. Like there's so much that you can do. And my husband's really excited about that one. Okay. So once I have this huge stack of papers and it's written in my planner, I then go through and I have day one. This will go into day one of the kids' binders. And I do that for the first 5. Then the rest of them go into, behind me here, if you can see, each kid has their own huge binder. These are the plastic. I've had these for years. They last forever. And every side is a day of work. And this fits 6 weeks of work. So that's why I plan 7 weeks. And then what I do is at the end of the week, I go through their binders, take out their previous work, and I'll show you where I store that in just a second, but I take out their previous work, put the new work in for the week, and that way I'm only planning about every 6 weeks. I can tweak and adjust and do things as needed, but I don't have to plan every single day or every single week even. So once I take it out of their binders, this one I think actually still had something in it from a long time ago that my oldest did when she was in kindergarten. It was a little breaking news. It was an all about me newsletter. So I have these and each kid gets one and I just store it in here. Now in my state, we are not required to keep anything. We don't have to report to anyone. We don't have to keep a portfolio. But I keep it because I like to see at the end of the year, halfway through the year, how have we progressed? How is their writing getting better? How are they getting better at math? Being able to see that, because you might find this shocking, but a lot of homeschoolers, we don't give tests, because what is the purpose of a test, right? It's to know if your kid knows something. Well, if I'm working one-on-one with my kid, I know if they know it or not. So we really don't do tests, at least not, in elementary school. As they get older, we might start doing tests in high school for sure, prep them for college or even on the job, if they choose that route, because there's always tests when you have to learn new things. So, but for right now, we don't test, we don't grade. So I just keep it in there to make sure that I can kind of see, have we progressed? Does it look better? Maybe there's something that I've noticed that we need to work on more. So for my son and for my daughter, we're working on actual penmanship. So they have, I just printed these out. I put them on the last feed. It's from Creative Printables. You can actually go in and make anything you want, but just their name. They trace it. Even though they know how to write it, they trace it so that they can work on their penmanship. They also, you can find for penmanship all kinds of things. There's actual curriculums. There are Bible tracing pages if you like that. And the kids don't have to be able to read it. So start them in kindergarten if they're liking it. Start them tracing. It'll get them working on their letters. Drawing also helps work on their letters. So that's kind of how I plan. I do the 7 weeks to begin with, and then usually every couple of weeks I go in and I refill the next couple of weeks. And I don't plan longer than that at one time. And the reason is because kids learn at different paces. Even my own kids, I think that they're, ahead somewhere, and so we're working at it. And then all of a sudden we hit a speed bump. And I don't want to have a whole year planned out that I have to go through and change because I didn't, I had it planned out for the whole year. So I do 7 weeks to start, and then usually I have about 6 ready. So where I keep things. So you can see kind of behind me is my master station. If I turn this way and scoot back, right here, these are all of the teacher books. Okay, I keep all of them right here. So when it's time for school and we're going to do all about reading lesson 1 for the little ones, it's right here. I also have the Bible for when we do our Bible study, all about spelling. Then I'll slide back a little more. And right here is some of the curriculum that doesn't go in their binders because they like to draw. So part of our Bible curriculum is these cute, I hope you can see this. There you go. So these cute little cartoons, and they don't like them hole punched. They don't like them to be in their binders because they like to put them on the wall. My daughter wants to make like a little portfolio of them. So they are not hole punched. And then as we slide back even further, I know you can't see me, but you could see my hand. So all of these are the student workbooks that I pull from. So for All About Reading, this is my youngest's workbook. So as I plan, I pull this out, take out the sheets that I need, and then I know that it's over here, ready to go. All of the work. So this is our cat and dog zoology, the kids' worksheets. So that's all over here. I can make copies if I need to. Most companies will allow you to make copies for your own family. You can't share them, but you can make them for your own family. And then down below here, let's see if I remove this. I think you can see, but this is where we keep our paper stash. Oh boy, do we have a lot. Let me move. Let's see. Okay, we're going to try this. Apologize if anyone gets nauseous. Okay, so we have our copy paper down there. And look at the amount of construction paper we have. I also have some specialty papers down in there. And if we move over here, down here at the bottom, I have even more. Okay, so papers for us, we go through them. I think that's good. We go through papers for everything. We use a lot of construction paper. It makes things more fun. Right? So why write on a piece of white paper if they can write on something for construction paper? Then I have down here, which I don't think you could see again, but it's where I store. We like to make these books. I forget what they're called. Pocket books. These are some from history, and then we have some that we just started. I don't even have the clamps on them yet, for one of a kind, and it's all about me. So each kid gets to do their own. Okay, and then over on this side, kind of seeing here. So these are things that we're not working on yet. This is the home science kit for Ella's new science. She's doing a Switched on Schoolhouse. That's the kit that comes with it. Down here, all right, let's see, awkward angle. But down here, I have this basket. And this basket has all of our like manipulatives. So it's got the 10 things, big dice from when we play dice games. This is for little kids. They put a clip on it to match the uppercase and lowercase. I have a bunch of sets of sight words. I have money, right? Because kids need to learn money. There's coins in here too. I have, let's see, we have some timers. These little transparent counters, we use them for marking off things as well as counting. But by the way, I will tell you that for counting, I like these. But if your kid collects anything, use that to count. So my oldest, well, they all collect something, but my oldest collects Shopkins, like it's no one's business, right? She has like 1 million Shopkins. And so she uses those as her math counters. You know, find something that's fun. Over here is a random basket of science type things. So this is stuff that came in kits that we haven't gotten to yet. And then down at the very bottom, this shelf is like our save for later, which is either we've started it but not quite finished it, or we're not there yet, or one kid has done it and the others haven't. Like this is 3rd grade math and 2nd grade math, which obviously my oldest is done with, but the others aren't. This is first language lessons, which is 2 levels above where my oldest is, but I got it on such a good deal. So it's down here. This is a kit that I got from, I don't know, this I got from the Science Center. It's all about Morse code. And then we have our Road Trip USA, which we started but decided we wanted to wait till the twins were older to do it with us because it's a lot of fun. And you learn a whole lot of things about the United States. That's Road Trip USA. They do have Road Trip Europe and Road Trip World and all these different things, but we want to focus on the USA for now while they're little. So I think that's most of, let's see, for papers. Okay, so, right, there's lots of papers left. Not everything comes in a book. So I use file folders for everything. So this is some of the Bible tracing pages. And these, by the way, you can get at the dollar store and you can get lots of fun ones. So like this one I use for, we're working on our time, telling time on a digital, or not on a digital, on an analog clock. This is for our phonics. I used to be good and I used to mark them, but that kind of got, but mazes, guys, I put a maze in there every single day. Critical thinking, they think it's fun. Put amazing. Crazy Dad with a K. Okay, I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not getting anything for this, but Crazy Dad with a K. Let me see if it shows. Yeah, here we go. So, crazydad.com. They have all different levels of mazes, different things, and they are all free. They do take donations if you feel inclined to donate. These mazes you're looking at are the easy level for my son, but they have, all the way up to like super hard levels. This one I have for their everyday science. I print it out, have it ready to go. And I keep these in a file drawer that I have attached to my desk. But I'll show you something I always have while I'm planning. Okay, huge stack of file folders and notebook folders, because as I go, I want to just have them sitting here ready to go. I also have my pens and anything I need for planning. And then I just kind of go through. And the best thing too is once you've had it planned and stored and organized, you can change it, right? We're going into our 6th year of homeschooling. So I've had time. This is only the 2nd year that we've had this amazing setup, which by the way, IKEA is awesome. Okay. But it's only our 2nd year. Before that, we did have a desk, but we didn't sit at it. Even now, we don't always sit at the desks. Because it's more fun to take your schoolwork outside if it's a nice day. We're in Arizona where it's like 150 degrees today. So today would not be the outside day. But, take it outside and do it. Take it to a park once parks open. Right now, I know everything's a little crazy and we are at home. But, try and take things outside. Science experiments. Do them outside, even if they're not messy. Give them that outside time. And make sure you plan that in. Don't just make it, oh yeah, we need to do this. I'm really bad at that. And so we don't always get the fun stuff. So let's see, for organization as well, if you can't tell, I actually have like 3 of these full of different pens and pencils, markers, all different kinds. Some are erasable, some are not. Up here, I also have, I found these last year at our homeschool convention, thanks to a friend, Brain Box. So these are super simple games that the kids play. This one is an easy one for letters. So they have one side and they have a certain amount of time to memorize it. And then the person shows them what, they ask them the questions. So like on this, is the dog wearing a collar? But they don't get to see it, so they don't know if it's there or not. So another one that we really love a lot is Andy's Indian Summer. Well, Andy's books. Indian Summer is the one that we're on. This one is amazing. Susan K. Marlowe writes them herself. And if you order, let's see, I think this one was one we didn't. But if you order from her, she actually will write a little note to your kids in there and sign it. So that's fun. But this is reading levels for younger kids. It also has lap books that come with it. Oh my gosh, if you don't know what lap books are, I'll do a whole nother video on that because I can go into that for days. And then we also have some of my other books, things like Knights in Training. So this is about raising up your boys right. Okay, so Heather Haupt does a lot of different things, and I use this. And then also, right, we've talked about how my oldest has dyslexia. So this book, Carol Fitzpatrick, she also does on the phone interviews. If you think that your child has dyslexia, you can call or, set up a call with her. But this has a lot of games and different things. So I keep these things right where I can reach them. And down here, I think I have book 2. Yeah, I think I have book 2. So this is put on by the same company. So this one, right, it looks really cool. And it's actually a religious book, if you'd never guess from it, but it's called Kingdoms of Hope. And basically, it's talking about, it's geared towards boys, but my girls love it too. But it's talking again about how to raise yourself, raise your kids up in a good way, make them good kids. Let's see. I also just have some extra things back here, fill in things that I haven't decided if we're using, things that I know we're using but haven't gotten to yet. And that's how I have it all set up. Oh, hi, Melissa. How are you? So that's kind of how I have everything organized. Does anyone have any questions about how I have it organized? Anything specific that you're wanting to know? Okay, so here we go. So after that bucket gets full, right? So I take the work out of the kids' binders and I put it into one of these blue buckets, which, by the way, I got on clearance at IKEA. So I bought all of them that they had. But once I put them in there, if it gets full, I go through it, kind of see where we're at. And then the hardest part is, unless it's something super special, it goes into the recycling bin. That's right. I don't keep it. We take pictures of things that are special but not special enough to keep, and the rest of it just gets tossed. There's not a need to keep it. So let's see. Any other questions? Where did you get, the blue container. So yeah, IKEA. Okay, so let's see. These are super sturdy. These are like, normally they have a pack of 2 for like $8, because these are the super, super sturdy ones. And I got them for like $2 a pack. So you might not be able to find the blue ones, but I do know that IKEA sells them, and they sell some really cheapy ones, which I don't recommend. I've had these for a couple of years now, and like, they are still in good shape. It does come with like a little thing that you can put right here to title it, but I don't use that. But so IKEA, I get a lot of stuff at IKEA. We make it a day because we don't actually have an IKEA in town, so we have to drive over to another city to go to IKEA. So we eat lunch and make it a day, and we can't wait for them to open back up again so that we can. But you can also find them. I've seen some of the good sturdy ones at Target when they have their back to school stuff on sale. Trying to think where else I've seen some of the good ones. I've seen them at like Office Max and Office Depot. They are generally a little bit more expensive there, but a lot of times they have coupons and discounts and cashback rewards. As a homeschool teacher, you do get the teacher discounts. So make sure you sign up for that. You get them at the places I use them the most is at Office Depot, Michael's. And Michael's now, once you verify it once, they add it to your account, so it automatically comes off. And at Michael's, it comes off of sale and clearance prices too. So that's even better to buy supplies. So, you always think dollar store is really good for stuff, but if you go to Michael's and find a pack of pencils, you might get them for 40 cents after all the discounts. So I definitely would shop around. But also right now, I don't know about the areas you guys are in, but we're starting our back to school sales, which is kind of strange because they haven't really decided about back to school. We got a notice from one of our biggest schools here, school districts here, that they are going to be doing all online learning, whether it be from home or at school. So they're going to set up some sort of area for the kids to work on their computers. But anyway, so it's very strange because we still don't exactly know what's going on. But they are starting the back to school sales. You can find your crayons, pencils, colored pencils, glues, glue sticks, usually at Target and Office Depot are where I buy mine because they'll have them on sale for 25 cents to 50 cents. And just for a regular box of crayons, normally throughout the year, it's like $2 to $3. So I usually overbuy and have extra because for us, crayons are like spoons. I don't know if they disappear in your house, but spoons disappear in our house and our crayons seem to go with them. So I am constantly buying crayons. So I buy in overstock. They usually have a limit of 6 at a time. I buy my 6, I go the next day, I buy my 6, I go the next day, I buy my 6. Sometimes I send my husband in. Sometimes if the kids are with me, they'll let me get away with getting a few extra. But yeah, always try and find those sales because you will lose things like no one's business. I actually have this really cool thing and I'll show you on the next live that I ordered today. It should be coming today for our pencils. So we have pencil boxes for the kids. For some reason, it's just like in school where they're like, oh, I can't find a pencil. How is that? Because we literally just bought 500 pencils. So it's a pencil dispenser. It looks just like a straw dispenser, but it's made for pencils. I will show you that on the next video. So how do you organize things you stock up on? Okay, so the things I stock up on the most is the paper, which you guys saw down here. I have tons of paper. I do also have notebooks in a drawer over in our art/mommy's work area because it has our printers and our Cricut machine. But so let me show you the boxes that I found, also at IKEA, by the way. So I found these boxes and I have several of them up on the top. They're nice and sturdy. Again, the same sturdy material. And if you can see inside, can't get the angle. Okay. So you can see, let's see where I can't find them. So you can see all the crayons in there. I always recommend Crayola. Same reason teachers do. They last longer, they're better. Those glue sticks, that big pack, I actually got on a clearance because otherwise I prefer Elmer's glue. There's a few things of glitter in there, some chalk markers, and that's where I keep that stuff. You can see we're getting low because our back to school sales haven't quite started yet. And then in this other box, sorry for the back end shot there, guys. So in this other box is like our more random. So I have some of these and they have different things in them. So staples, binder clips, some fun binder clips as we need them. In this one, I have some note paper. These were actually, we made a bunch of paper flowers, like big old paper flowers, and some small little note cards. And then this is another one. It's just a variety of stuff. So I have these, it's a whole long stick of them, and they are sticky Velcro. So the two different sides, you put one to each, use it for anything. Lots of staples. I have time-telling cards in here. I have some protractors, another kind of sticky thing. I like to try and find the stuff when it's on clearance, so sometimes I end up with randomness. Look, sparklies. Okay, right, for projects and decorations. I do have some pencils down in there. I have clothespins, which are good for, I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the video, I had those letter cards match the uppercase to the lowercase. So these pins are really good for that. Labels. So I have just some small labels. You can fill things out. Here's some other kinds of labels. Extra rulers. Office Depot always has them on sale, 25 cents or 50 cents. I buy extra because you know what happens with rulers. They're plastic. They crack when kids hit things with them. I don't know if anyone else's kids do that. Mine sure do. So I always have those as extra. You guys, Sharpies, which you can see I'm like attached to stuff in here. It's just, this is kind of like my everything drawer, but for homeschooling. Up here in this one, I did want to show you, you can also go to these different sites and request their catalogs. This is the big one that I have talked about before, Rainbow Resource. They have like literally everything under the sun, almost. They have a huge variety of the different boxed curriculums that you can buy. You can buy individual things, just tons of stuff. This is one of the big box, Abeka. I don't necessarily order from them, but I still have it. I have, I guess, the second Abeka, probably an older one. Timberdoodle, you guys, Timberdoodle. Check out Timberdoodle. I'm not getting paid to tell you this, okay? Timberdoodle has hands-on learning. If you're looking for more, like a full curriculum, they offer that, but you can also get every piece individually, and it'll recommend it by age, grade, levels. Awesome place. And then AOP, Alpha Omega. So this is where I get our health. And Ella, my oldest, she got the Switched on Schoolhouses from them. They have an online program, but you can do that. So go on and order the catalogs if you're not sure. I'm more of a paper person than I am an online person. I find it easier to search through a catalog. So you can always search through the catalogs to try and find things that you like. That was some good questions there. Thank you, Brittany. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, well, you can always reach me on my FB page, Facebook page. I am on Instagram and Twitter as well. Don't do a lot on there. You can go to my website, homeschoolfamilystuff.com, and I'm trying to keep up on doing some blogs on there. You can also find links to my Teachers Pay Teachers site, which I am very excited. I have a few new products that are going to be coming out soon, some planners, and including an anxiety planner, because I don't know about you, but everyone under the sun is having a lot of anxiety. So I'm working on that. And you guys can definitely keep updated. Send me a message, make a post, anything. You know, I'm here to help. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an expert because there are people who've been homeschooling for 20 years, but I definitely think I have a good grasp on it. I do it differently than a lot of people do. So if this way, you know, is kind of something you lean towards, let me know and I'll help you out. And if no one else has any questions, then I will end it. But if you think of anything else, come back on, comment, I'll get it and I can respond in comments, okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have an awesome day.